What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cherokee Hacks Life. So I wanted to put out this video real quick. I have a subscriber that's been asking me for this video for quite some time, and honestly I just haven't had time to put together any videos lately. But she's been asking me for a video on how she can try to do some of the stretches that I posted up before. But she's an L3, L4 paraplegic. And obviously that's a big challenge. So I give her props that she's actually even going through this, because that's a big challenge in and of itself. Having to go through a labrum stretch, because I mean, imagine you need your arms in order to move in her type of situation. So with this one, what I tried to come up with was things that you can do, obviously just stationary in a chair, that should help stretching the labrum into the right positions and stuff, and getting that mobility back. Especially if, you know, figure if you're using a chair, you're kind of doing this motion already, so you can already see that your shoulders activated. Obviously the rear rotation, or the rear range of motion, is important. Getting back that full 180 degrees that you can see I can have here, that's probably really important, and having that strength going forward. So what I figured was, if you know, if you happen to come across this video, if you're a paraplegic and you happen to have a labrum surgery, one way that I think can probably be really good to stretch out is just get a jump rope or cord or anything, and place it behind the chair itself, and use that to give yourself that full 90-degree rotation that you see there. Use one side to pull the other to kind of really stretch yourself out that way, and then try to bring your arm up. That'll give you a lot of rear rotation, but still give you the stretching that you need. Another way to do this is, obviously, you know, if you would just strap this onto, like say you had like a doorway or something, kind of like I did with the previous video where you did it with the doorway, and you kind of just move your arm up and use your arm, or I guess you could probably use the chair, where you use this to kind of just hold your arm straight up or out, and you kind of wrap the rope behind the chair itself. Use that to rotate your shoulder backwards. So if you see that, I'm actually using my right arm to push back, so that way I can get that rear rotation. I think that'll help a lot. The tucking in rotation, which is probably the most difficult one to get, because that's that last bit of rotation that it's really hard to actually get, even if you aren't a paraplegic. Just using a basic broom or a bat, and just laying as steady as you can onto the chair, and using your right arm, or whatever arm you're actually injured in, using that arm to kind of push this one backwards would be very helpful. Also doing the opposite, so with the actual chair itself, or with your arm in the chair, you can kind of rotate this backwards and use this arm to really stretch the arm back. Another thing that I was thinking would be possible, I couldn't demonstrate it, would be just actually, you know, using the chair itself, and if someone can probably help you to where, as you're holding it, they probably push you back a little bit, and you actually gain some strength that way as you're holding it. Try not to cheat too much with the other arm, but if they push you back, you can kind of, you know, resist it with your hand, with your arm, so that way you can start building up some of that strength right around that 3-month mark, 2-3 month mark, where you should be doing some strengthening exercises and stuff. I think that would be very helpful. And I think that's really the main ones to try to get that real range of motion back, especially behind the back. I know that one's tough. So I guess, you know, a good way to do it is take a stick again, and try to reach back as far as you can. So if you notice, here's my hand, here's the stick, kind of wrap my hand around the stick and use it to pull this up and get that rotation going. Because again, that's where most of the limitation is going to be coming from, because you can't do some of the other stuff. And then obviously going over to like a wall or something, and if you're over at a wall, grabbing it and you know, I guess you can't really do that. You know, if you had someone else to try to help you, I guess perhaps you can have someone like, or you can go over to like a wall or like a doorway or something, grabbing the doorway and then having them slowly push you forward, so that way your arm gets that full stretching. Because obviously, I don't know if you could push with one arm and still grab on. I'm sure you can't. But I guess if you could do that rotation, that'll give you again the backwards rotation. It'll be a little bit different of a movement. Wall crawl, it's hard to do a wall crawl because you really can't come up to a wall unless you come right up against the corner. Actually, this could actually work. So picture if this Men's Health magazine was the corner, right? So, you know, you come right up onto the corner in the chair and slowly do a wall crawl with your arm just affixed to that corner. I guess that's one way to do it as well. You know, there's a bunch of different variations that you can try. I know it's difficult by all means, so I'm not trying to say that it's easy or anything, but I'm sure there's a couple more different variations I'm probably not thinking of. But if anybody else can come up with a different idea that I haven't, I'm thinking about it for a couple days now, trying to figure out which one would work. But these are probably the best ones for her. And hopefully this helps out everybody else. I think I'm gonna actually make a video that actually is just a question and answer video, because so many questions are actually repetitive that maybe having just a question and answer video only on the labrum would probably be helpful. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this helps you out, Devin. Hopefully it, you know, really helps you out a lot. I'm glad that you're actually progressing as well as you are. And sorry that the video took so long. As always, guys, catch you on the next video. Talk to you later.